Welcome back, folks. You're watching the CBN News Channel. COVID-19 recently hit a small rural Indiana community very hard. More than 1,000 cases in Cass County, with the majority tied to a local meat packing plant. Pastor Zach Zamara and the Bridge Community Church have been ministering in the midst of the deadly outbreak. Our Heather Sells spoke with him for more.
So tell us, it was just a few weeks ago that you found out that you had a lot of people sick with COVID-19 in your community. What was that like, and how did your church decide to respond?
So I think, like most communities, we were looking at numbers and we had low numbers. Then all of a sudden we increased, like you shared, hundreds a day. And so we were probably confused and a little concerned and worried about what was causing the increase and what we can do in the midst of it.
And how did you decide ultimately to minister, and how did you help?
So we're a very diverse church. We do everything together in English and Spanish and Haitian Creole. We're a diverse community, and so we've already served a lot of people. We have a legal office here on site at the church, and so it wasn't just hearing positive numbers. They were positive numbers that attend our church or our clients or in our families. And so we quickly learned that we needed to make sure that we had some great information out there. So we did a lot of translation, working with the hospital directly to make sure that information was in the heart languages of the people. And then we found out there was just a lot of needs when it came to serving financially. How do we help with medical bills? How do we help people understand where they can turn if they're struggling to pay their utilities or their rent? And so we actually set up a Samaria fund as a way just to help people pay bills especially.
Wow. And tell us just a little bit about the backstory in your community, because it sounds like there's 3 meat packing plants in your community. They're recruiting workers from all around the world. So you as you referenced, you really have an international community right there in the middle of the heartland.
Yeah, that's true. I think what people need to realize about the meat processing business is you put plants where animals are, not necessarily where people are. And so while you have diversity in large cities, in a small town, my city is a city of 18,000. My legal office has served 100 different countries of origin. So our diversity in the heartland is really close together because it's small towns that are extremely diverse with people that speak many languages from all over the world, and they call this place home. So when we're trying to communicate, especially important things like related to COVID-19, we got to do it in a lot of languages, and we got to serve a lot of different cultures and a lot of different families.
So fascinating. How are the COVID patients and their families doing at this point in time?
They're doing well. We have like 1,500 cases in a community of 18,000, and so a lot of people are impacted by it. Within immigrant and refugee communities, the reality is the household side is quite large. So trying to quarantine people, it's not as if it's a massive house where you can put people like in another part of it. And so families are just trying to do their best. Immigrants are the most resilient people I know. And so they're figuring out a way through. We have been very grateful that we haven't had as many hospitalizations nor deaths in our community. So lots of positive cases, but a lot of the people that have been impacted are young and healthy and are recovering, which is a huge answer to prayer and a huge blessing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. In the midst of all this hardship, how have you seen the Lord working?
I think it's great to see people coming together. When we shared that there was a need in our community, we have 17 other church-based immigration legal offices around the nation that heard about it. I had people from as far away as California offering how their church could help serve our community. And so we've been very grateful. God's heart is inclined towards the poor and the widow, the orphan, and the foreigner living among us. And we've had a lot of congregations, monoethnic congregations from other parts of the nation saying, we want to help the immigrants and refugees that you serve at the Bridge. And so we've had thousands of dollars come in, and we've been able to serve our immigrant families with thousands of dollars to help pay bills. And so we've been grateful to see that, the people of God being the people of God.
It's a really beautiful story. Pastor Zach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.